How's it going, guys? We're back on the bank. We've just arrived at a brand new venue and it is Cromwell Lakes. A lot of you have probably heard of it or been here yourselves. It's a very well known carp fishery, a bit further up north than I usually travel, so what, about an hour and 45 minutes for me driveway, compared to where I was last week down the opposite end, Norwich way. It's just like 3.5 hour difference in drive, so right on the different end of the spectrum. But hopefully we're here, hopefully we'll bank a big gal. There's plenty of big ones in here, good head of 30s, a few 40s to go at. Really looking forward to it. I'm here with a mate as well, good old mate I've known for absolutely years, so it's going to be a good old catch up. We've been fishing for a couple of years together now. Just arrived to the lake, looking good, got a nice chop on. We'll be changing to a southwesterly wind tomorrow. We've already chose our pegs, we've had a little lap round and that, and we chose 2 pegs to the left hand corner in the shallows there. Nice and close to each other as well, nice and sociable. So feeling confident as always, moving in, just here for a bite. It's not going to be easy. One bite will make the session, anything more than that will be a bonus. Other than that, it's going to be a good catch up. We've got a bit of rain coming in over the next couple of days, actually a lot of rain here and there, drips and drabs and that. So the weather's looking good, moon phase is good. I'm here with a mate, lovely times. I'll see you on the bank. Right then, guys, there's my old powler trolling back to his peg, doing his bit, and here we are. I'm in peg 17A, and my mate's name is Nick, and he's in peg 18. Both look likely looking pegs for bites. Nick's just sorting his rods out. He's a bit ahead of me. I was talking crap to the bailiff for a while. You see he's got a couple of aerators in front of him. Real nice little feature out there. I've already seen a show out there, so we're getting there, slowly sorting bits out. He's got a couple of rods fishing already. He don't hang about, old boy. I'm a bit of a slacker, you know. Take my time and all that lot. There you go, this is peg 17. Still got a few bits laying around. Got the bivvy up, not yet fishing. Gonna have a little lead out shortly. If you take a look down there, I've got a bit of bait knocked up. That's all soaking nicely as per. So I'm going to have a little lead out there now, try and find a few spots. Real nice place, you know, real nice place. Some lad walking around up there. Look at the grass cut here, look, it's all water fenced. Nice little bench here. I'm sure me and Nick will be here waffling on about carp fishing a bit later on, drinking a cup of tea. The Barra, they all supply their own nets and slings and mats here, so none of that, just prevents disease and all that lot, I guess. I don't mind that, to be fair, it's pretty cool. So yeah, looking forward to it. Don't know what's out there yet. Gonna have a little lead out. Excited actually to have a little lead out and find out exactly what's out there. That's all a part of it, isn't it? So we're gonna get camped up, got some lovely food. I'm gonna be cooking a couple of amazing meals, treating my old pal, and hopefully we'll get a bite or two along the way. Right, get straight to it. Well, welcome to Cromwell. Look, Nick's off the mark already. Unbelievable, I ain't even got the rods in yet. He's been giving me jip where it takes so long to get the rods in. And now I see why, look at that. How'd you have it, mate?
Kilo and a half of corn. And just, yeah, Ronnie rigged with a bit of fake corn on there. Decided to fish corn because fishing a day ticket venue, you've got to be different, isn't you?
Mate, that's an epic chunk.
Being different pays dividend.
£34, mate, just under 35 in fact.
Yeah, 34.10 it is, isn't it?
Absolute.
This Harry Potter, confirmed by the bailiff, so.
Harry Potter, mate.
I've just had a little, just lost one as well, so.
Mate.
The golden corn is working.
Loving life,
Never
mate.
seen a head on a carp like that before.
Look how black his head is, guys.
There's a huge head on it.
Well, I'm literally bursting to get the rods in now. Well, anyway, mate, well done. I'm going to get my rods in now. Hopefully I can join the 30 club.
Do you want the other side?
Yeah, we'll have a little quick flick. Mate, I'm buzzing for you. Absolutely buzzing. As if you banged a 35 out in 3 hours.
Well, you know, that's the luck of Gareth, I suppose.
Yeah, hey, I thought I was the only one that lucky, mate. That's because you're with me.
It's experience, isn't it?
My luck's rubbing off on you, mate, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah.
There you go, mate.
People
Look at that.
It saying it's not English, but I'll take 30s like this every day of the week.
Mate, at Cromwell they've got an array of different strains in here, and this is one of the bigger strains. And
I'll take it.
do you know what? Look at that. You're not going to complain with an epic beast like that. No. Welcome to Cromwell, guys. Right, he's going to slip that beautiful gal back. Here's Nick's peg. I'm still not fishing, so I'm going to get to the van, get my distance leads, and get the rods in, and we'll catch up in a bit. Look how amazing that looks. The sun's just peered out for 10 minutes. It's just setting behind us. Look how it's just glowing up with them trees. It's like a bar of gold, them trees right now. Epic. Well, good morning, guys. Nothing to report on as of yet. Very quiet. Just standing up here on this little hill piece here, trying to catch a bird's eye view. Just feels nice. Everything looks right, to be fair. The bailiff said it is more of a day water, and obviously Nick had that fish yesterday in broad daylight. Nothing through the night for any of us, of course, but definitely feeling hopeful. It looks proper carpy. You know, you'd be thinking they'd be getting their heads down a bit. We're in the beginning of October now, so you know they've got to have a feed. They've got to. But yeah, still waiting to get off the mark, and obviously I'll be buzzing if I do, or when I do. Gonna have a little change about in a minute. The left-hand rod, I'm gonna peel that in. That's out at 17 wraps towards that corner there. I'll probably put it back on there for tonight, maybe. But I'm gonna pull that in. I'm gonna move the middle and the right hand rod over, and I'm going to wang it out there, I think, on a little pop-up rig. Maybe change to a little heli setup. I'm just going to wang it out there like 27 wraps, where I've seen a few fish show this morning. So that's the plan for this morning. I'm going to get that done in the next hour or so. Just had a bit of brekkie, so I'm full of energy, raring to go. Nick's just gone for a little walk around the lake, see if there's anything up top, make sure we're not missing out. But other than that, it's looking good. Plenty of food, plenty of laughs with my pal, and hopefully we'll get another fish on the bank. Well guys, apologise for the lack of footage at this point. Not a lot's happened, nothing carpy anyway. And to be fair, me and Nick both passed out this afternoon, and none of us woke up till like 5:30, 6, and as you know, it's October now. The old nights draw in, didn't they? So I literally had to get up, reset all the traps, and I managed to get all 3 set just before dark set in. So me and Nick are tucked up now in my bivvy. Got his chair there, just fried off some onions, about to get some grub on. So having like a bolognese. In fact, let me get this with a fork. Can't beat a bit of bolognese on the bank, guys. Let me just hold the camera there a minute. So yeah, nothing carpy's happened today. Nick's had nothing else either. It's been looking cock on. 1 second, guys, and we'll be back on the camera. Yeah, a bit disappointed really, but it's just one of them things, you know. It's a relatively low stock lake, only a couple hundred fish in here or so, and yeah, it's fishing tricky. No one else has caught a fish. Nick's the only one that's caught on the whole entire lake. Look at that, look, Aberdeen Angus, Tesco's finest. No corners cut on this dinner, eh? Loving life on the bank. It's absolutely been peeing down all day, and it's trashing it down out there right now as we speak. But we're feeling confident. We've got the trap set, that's the main thing. We're properly nicely tucked up, and we're going to enjoy this evening. Get a bit of munch on, stick that kettle on in a minute. Got these Lloyd Grossmans. I like to use these. And let me just give the camera a quick wipe. It's a bit steamy. Getting a bit nippy outside now. So yeah, I like to use these Lloyd Grossman ones. I've got the bolognese one there. Let's get that. There we are, Lloyd Grossman bolognese. And then I think I have this one here. Look, I had a tomato and smoked bacon one in there as well. So yeah, loving life. Cooking on the bank as per. Hopefully we'll have something to update on this evening in the dark, if it stops raining. If not, we'll catch up in the morning as soon as anything carpy happens. Catch you in a bit. Good morning, guys. You see the traps are still silently set. Nothing occurred again. On the last morning now, only got a few hours left, I'd say. And it's a glorious day. It's nippy. Definitely in deep October now. I'll say deep. We're like, I don't know, maybe like 10th or 12th of October. But because I've come way up north, feeling the cold a little more. Down where I am, it's a good couple of degrees warmer. It's mad how an hour and 40 minutes in the wrong direction definitely gets a little nippier. So nothing for me this session, and to be honest I don't think it's going to happen. Everything's been right. It's not a bad moon phase, the pressure's been low, we've had overcast days. Everything has been perfect. So yeah, a bit disappointed really. I'm going to give you a quick delo what I think of the fishery, because I always like to give you some insight of these places, and this is going to be no different. So I'll start off with, yep, it's a beautiful place. It's very well maintained. The facilities are amazing. Lovely toilet and that, and you know, you've got the little lodge up there and that. It's really nice place, set in a nice area. See all the grassy banks and everything, benches all around the place. So yeah, very well maintained. The bailiff, he's a top quality lad, to be fair. He's someone who you get on with well, and yeah, he just sort of tells you information you need to know, and you do sort of get on with him. Well, I did really well actually. He's a nice old boy. But other than that, we're going to get to the fishing front now. So all of them are good positives. I'm going to give you the negatives now. So that's the whole point of me touring the UK and fishing these waters, is to know what ones to come back to. So first of all, I'll answer the question, will I come back here? No, I won't come back here. Bit of a shame you're hearing this 2 weeks in a row. It's not for me, although it's big open water, and you know, I'm a long range out. I like to fish at long range. You know, I've got one rod out at 25, one at 22, and I've got the left hand rod just down here in the margin at a rod length and a half. But the lake's not fishing right for a few reasons. I'm going to give you my insight, what I think it is. Some of you may agree, some of you may not. Firstly, maggots are not banned on here. In my eyes, they've absolutely destroyed the place. They're on the verge of banning them. I don't know why they haven't banned them already, because people have been putting them in the warmer temperatures and they're rotting the bottom out, and it's back to the same thing that's happened on Swan, on Bluebell and Linear. When Linear had big fish kills and that, they've banned them. Maggots are no good for a fishery in any way, shape or form. If you are a fishery owner and you're allowing maggots in big numbers put in your lake, then you are out of your mind. 1, the fish are going to lose weight. 2, the fish are going to turn off boilie and start looking for maggot all the time. 3, the maggots wiggle into the sediment in the bottom of the lake, especially in the siltier areas, and tunnel down, and if you've got no nuisance fish to eat them in there, which a lot of the big carp lakes haven't, then they just turn to ammonia and literally rot the bottom of the lake out. Have you ever seen what happens to a box of maggots when you leave them in like warm temperatures or warm water? It's not nice, even after 24 hours. So a maggot can rot in the bottom of a lake after 48 hours in hot temperature. You're basically boiling maggots, and it is disgusting. So that's number 1. Number 2 is they've poured 10 tons of bloody weed poisoner in here, you know, to control the weed, and it's all blue and you can see it all laying on the bottom in thick layers, and that ain't good for the carp fishing. You know, it clearly shows, because what are we now? What is there? 17 people on here last night, and not one person's caught a fish. Not one. There's been one fish out since I've been here in 48 hours. Well, not quite 48 hours yet, about 44 hours. And that was my mate Nick. That was within the first 2 hours of being here. He's had nothing either. He had that 130, which was still, you know, that's made both our trips, to be fair. We said if we were going to get a bite between us, we'd be happy. So there's only 200 carp in here, and it's a big old water. Look, if I just shine down there, look, it's about 18 to 20 acres. It's a big old water. Got some deep depths in down that end as well. And you know, 200 fish, that ain't a lot of fish in a lake this size that's fishing this moody. So that's number 2. They've got barrels and barrels of weed killer in here. And then along with the maggots that have been put in here for like 5 years solid, is like whammo, 2 like things going against your lake, destroying it instantly. And then we've got the big snags down each side up the shallow end, right there and right there. And I know the strain of fish that are in here now. I know where they come from. They actually come from someone I know very well, and they do like the snags. And sometimes they might not leave the snags for days, and I haven't seen a single fish since I've been here, and could see the whole lake. Look, the whole lake. I've been up at 6 o'clock both days, and I've not seen a fish. Well, I've seen one yesterday morning, but more to the point, I think the fish are just staying in the snags, out the way of, you know, this weed poisoner and the ground, you know, the rotten bottom from the maggots. Because I brought in a lead and it absolutely stunk of rot, and that's no good. This lake is a pristine lake. This should be in really good condition with just, you know, 200 carp in. And you know what? I've had friends that fished here 5 years ago, and this place used to fish its nuts off. You know, multiple runs and stuff. So, and I honestly believe that most of the lake's population are in each side of the snags, and what ain't feeding anyway, for whatever reason. So that's my breakdown of this lake. A very beautiful place, very well maintained, very nice people who run it, and the bailiffs and that, and the pegs are done beautifully. but they've definitely got a few issues on the fishing front, and for that reason I won't be coming back. And I honestly feel I've got the chance to stop a third night here. I mean, it's horrible when you look at rods like that, and I've been fishing so well. I'm fishing my nuts off. I'm fishing, this is not me being big-headed, guys. Don't take this in the wrong way. I'm fishing the best you could possibly fish in life. Okay, all 3 rods are set perfect. They're not tangled. They're fishing absolutely immaculately. I'm baiting up on a dinner plate, and you know, everything has gone to plan. But obviously not on the fish front. There's still a few hours left yet. I'm hoping to get a last gasp fish, and that will make the trip. But you know, with the pressure and the moon phase, everything should have gone down well. And I should have pinched a bite, because, well, I've only cast the rods out 6 times. They've all been going out first time, even the one at 25 wraps that I found yesterday on a bar out there. And yeah, a bit disappointed to why nothing's happened on that. But it is a day water only, so no night bites on here really. So and also another negative is they like you to leave at 9 o'clock in the morning or something or other, I've just heard. I didn't actually know that when I arrived in the afternoon, because you can lose hours fishing, but I mean, they really need to take a long think about that rule and change that, because that is the worst rule I've ever heard in my life. Now, what is a good rule is a friend of mine who runs a fishery, is 1 o'clock in the afternoon is the ultimate rule in my eyes. Why the hell would you be wanting people to leave a venue at bite time when bite times are so few and far between? So yeah, let me just make sure that's not messed it up out there. No, it's the bit I'm breathing on. So yeah, there you go. I would definitely change the arrival time and the leaving time to 1 o'clock, because it's not fair on anglers having to leave that early. There's my cons and my pros, and for me, I won't be back, but it's another venue ticked off the list. And you've got to tick these venues off the list, because they're ones to know. I've been thinking about coming in for a while, and now I know it's just not for me. Not for me. 200 carp in a big lake like this that don't want to feed or don't want to come out the snags for whatever reason is a no-go. Right, there's my information. You guys can do with that information what you please, and we'll catch up in a bit. I'm going to stick the kettle on. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning, and hopefully we still might pinch a bite yet. Well then, guys, time is slowly slipping away, and look, Nick's gone. He left about 20 minutes ago. He had nothing else, believe it or not. He had that nice 30 within 2 hours of being here, and then more or less done the same as me, a 48-hour blank after that, or 45 hours. You can see where he was. There's a nice peg out there. He's fishing towards them aerators out there. So the lake's just fishing proper moody. What can I say about what I know about the lake from being here? It's done 2 fish in the last 4 days, which ain't great considering there's been like 15, 16 on. The guy to the left of me, let's walk down here, you can see I'm packing away. I've got the bivvies empty now. I'm just letting it dry out a bit longer because it's been tipping it down for 2 days. So sorry for the lack of footage. There's just a shell there now. Everything's stacking up. So yeah, the guy next door to me, just right here, look, fishing in the snags, just as I thought, they are in the snags. He's just tucked up down there. He had a mid-double this morning, early hours of the morning, and fair play to him. A bite's a bite at the end of the day. I'll take a mid-double right now, save a blank. But yeah, you can see basically there's been a few fish showing down the other end in the last hour or so because the sun's come out. They've obviously got on this strong wind now. It's where before they didn't have no reason to get on it because it was just raining, overcast and freezing cold. So a bit of sun's come out and the fish have got on the move. I haven't seen anything down this end. But me being me, I'm going to give it another hour and 20 minutes. So that'll get me home. Keep me out of trouble for the missus. Won't stop much longer. it's time to call it a day. I do believe I could have stopped another night and done a third night. I've got the cash on me, the missus has given me the go ahead, but you know what, it don't feel right. I feel like I could do another couple of nights in this peg, and that'd be a disaster blanking. So I'm going to save it for next week, and I'm going to do a nice 3-nighter. And finally guys, guess what, we're heading to Linear. I'm finally going to head down there. I want to get on St John's, but who knows where you'll end up due to how busy it could be. So I'm going to save it, stick to a little 48 this week. It's been a great catch up with my old pal. We go back a long way, years and years, and we've got a lot of shit in common, and we just chat crap. And it's a big buzz for me to see him pinch that 30 out. We said if one of us get a big gal, that would be good enough. So unfortunately it's a risk you take on these big new waters. It's a big water, low stocked, and very busy. And that's why I do this, you know, to try and tick things off the list. I've heard about it, wanted to come here. I had mates that have done well out of here, but not knowing the place and stuff, it's tricky just turning up and expecting to catch on these day ticket waters. So I'm not too disheartened. Like I say, 2 fish in 4 days on the whole lake. So can't do much about it. But you know, going to be looking forward to getting down near Linear. You know, there's good numbers of fish down there, plenty of big ones to go at. Just hope it's not too busy when I arrive. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye. The sun's out drying everything out finally after 2 days of solid rain, and it's really poured it down. So yeah, thanks for watching. Glad we got a big gal out to show you. Not me, but Nick. But really happy for him, over the moon. So other than that, cheers for watching. Keep following along. Subscribe so you don't miss another episode. And for now, I'll catch you on the next one.